You're going to have a double whiskey before you do it. You know what? I'm on holiday with Tom, and I'm not going to play double whiskey.
The honour to address you here this evening, my fellow members of Fine Gael, as chairperson of the Executive Council in this magnificent new venue for our Ard Fheis, an appropriate venue for our first Ard Fheis in government in 15 years. It is understandable as we gather here this evening that we feel a sense of pride. Pride in rescuing our country from the verge of bankruptcy to which we'd been taken by the previous Fianna Fáil Green government, if indeed you could call that shambolic group of individuals a government. We now have with Fine Gael in government, a government which knows what it is doing and is equal to the difficult task which faces us. In a short 12 months, we have put in place a credible banking policy, jobs initiatives, pathways to work, and plans to develop our economy and get our country going again. There will, in the period ahead, be many difficult decisions to make. Nor do we shy away from the ministers who are taking them on our behalf. We act in the country's interests, not in our personal fact that it was they who destroyed this country. No lectures from independents like Shane Ross, who lauded Shawnee Fitzpatrick and decried other bankers for not doing as he did. And most centrally of all, we will take no lectures from the grimacking cynics in Sinn Féin. A group of individuals who carry ink cartridges in one hand and paid Northern Ireland housing charges in the other. We are now in government in large part because of the tireless work conducted by thousands of ordinary members of Fine Gael who rebuilt this party parish by parish after 2002.
Fellow members, I am privileged to open the 76th Fine Gael Ard Fheis. Fine Gael public representatives and the Fine Gael members for Dublin Central all welcome each one of you to the Convention Centre for this important meeting tonight. In particular, I want to extend the welcome of not only myself but of my fellow public representatives for Dublin Central, Councillor Ray McAdam, within which this wonderful building is located, and Councillor Mary O'Shea. When Mary, Ray and the members of Fine Gael in Dublin Central began the journey of rebuilding Fine Gael within Dublin Central, a journey that all of you commenced and completed in your own communities. Never in our wildest dreams did we think that this part of our journey was going to conclude with a meeting with an Ard Fheis of this size, of this importance, in a meeting like this in our own constituency, one on our children. But they have common factors: security, how we do the best by those we value the most, How can we protect our economy? How can we protect our children when things go wrong? How can a safety net be provided at a time when people need it the most?
I want to welcome every member from every town and city in the country here to the National Convention Centre over the weekend. Let me thank you for your support and for your work, which has been so essential and so fundamental to this party's progress. Since we last gathered for a national conference in Killarney 2 years ago, we have achieved our singular goal of becoming the largest political party in Dáil Éireann. But with that achievement comes a great responsibility and an even greater goal. In a time of national crisis, the Irish people turn to us and to our partners in the Labour Party to provide this country with strong and stable government. We recall how things were then: an economy in free fall, an unstable and dysfunctional government lurching from one crisis to the next, public finances out of control, banks on the brink of collapse, deposits streaming out of Ireland, penal interest rates on our borrowings, jobs, lives and hopes decimated. We told the people then that we had a plan to get Ireland working again, but it is needed to fund essential services in every city, in every town and in every village in our country. I want to thank all those who have registered and paid this charge to date. I welcome indeed the very significant increase in the numbers registering in the past few days, and I urge all others now to make their contribution to the restoration of sound public finances in this country by registering between now and the deadline at midnight tomorrow, and thereby abiding by the law of the land. As you know, our economic progress in the last year has been constrained somewhat by the crisis in the Eurozone. I have consistently argued since joining the Council of Ministers that Europe needed to take resolute action in three particular areas. The financial markets, that we are serious about the protection of our common currency. And I therefore welcome the decision made today by the Eurozone finance ministers, including Michael Noonan, to increase the European Rescue Fund to over €700 billion, an increase of 40%. This decision will both help to prevent contagion and to ease Ireland's exit from the EU IMF programme. Thirdly, the need for clear and enforceable rules in Europe to ensure responsible budgeting. This has been achieved in the European Stability Treaty. On the 31st of May, when the Irish people vote on this treaty, we can take another important step towards economic recovery. In my recent visits to the United States and to China this week, the consistent message from both political and business leaders is that these powerful leaders see Ireland's place as a fully committed member of the Eurozone as being a critical element of Ireland's attractiveness as a location for investment from overseas. Clean up the mess before, and with the people's help, we'll clean up this mess also. In recent months, numerous multinational companies have voted their confidence in Ireland, in our country, by committing to new and very significant investments to create new jobs. I want to see this strong flow of inward investment continue to grow, and to grow in the future. I want to see Ireland have the same access to other countries to the insurance policy of the European Stability Mechanism, which is a critical and crucial reassurance for would-be investors for the future. And the best way that we can ensure this is by giving a resounding yes to those jobs, yes to Ireland, and yes to Europe on the 31st of May. As we have always done, in government and in opposition, Fine Gael will continue to put the national interest first by campaigning strongly in every city and town and parish in the country for a yes vote. Ministers in our government will make themselves available as fully and completely as possible during the course of this campaign. To coordinate our own campaign from a party perspective, I've appointed the Minister for Agriculture, Food and the Marine, Simon Coveney, as Fine Gael's National Director for this critical referendum. And I ask all members of the party at all levels to work with Simon and his team to ensure a positive outcome for Ireland.